Yield myself such time as I may consume. Americans do not trust Congress. From the highest levels of office, an elected member of this body enabled the fraudulent spending of $32 million out of the pockets of our American people and threw it down the drain to knowingly chase ghosts, all for political gain. This man occupied a position of the highest trust and authority. As chair of the House Intelligence Committee, Adam Schiff launched an all-out political campaign built on baseless distortions against a sitting U.S. president at the expense of every single citizen in this country and the honor of the House of Representatives. With access to sensitive information unavailable to most members of Congress and certainly not accessible to the American people, Schiff abused his privileges claiming to know the truth, while leaving Americans in the dark about this web of lies. Lies so severe that they altered the course of the country forever. The lie that
Gentlelady will suspend. The House is not in order. Members, please take your conversations off the floor.
The lie that President Donald Trump colluded with Russia to steal the 2016 presidential election, revealed to be completely false by numerous investigations, including the Durham report. The lie that the Steele dossier, a folder of falsified and since completely debunked collusions, accusations funded by the Democrat Party, had any shred of credibility. Yet Schiff read it into congressional record as fact. Lies concocted and compiled in a false memo that was used to lie to the FISA court to precipitate domestic spying on U.S. citizen Carter Page, violating American civil liberties. Not only was this egregious abuse of Schiff's privileged access to classified information, but this memo was littered with 17 major mistakes and omissions.
Create a 2-minute video for YouTube about Schiff crushed in Congress as Luna and Hageman unleash fury. Hello everyone, welcome back to Congress Flash. Today we break down recent happenings in Congress. What if one of the most powerful people in Congress spent years knowingly pushing a lie, and we paid the price? Today we're breaking down jaw-dropping allegations made by Representative Harriet Hageman against Rep. Adam Schiff. This isn't political commentary. These are direct charges made on the House floor. And whether you lean left, right, or somewhere in between, these points deserve your attention, because they go straight to the heart of trust, power, and accountability in American government. Let's get into it.
The groundless
First,
memo violated Carter Page's civil liberties, publicly assassinated his character, and subjected him to multiple abusive, unlawful investigations. Mr. Schiff exploited his position as chair of Intel Committee and every opportunity possible, threatening national security, undermining our duly elected president, and bringing dishonor upon the institution. Perhaps most unforgivable, Schiff ripped apart American families across the country with repeated false narratives. His own political good was served by permanently destroying family relationships and sowing lasting division across our land, which we live with every single day. The perpetrator of this web of deceit became mainstays on cable news, waking up every morning with one goal: to lie, lie, lie to the American people that there was a direct evidence of Russia collusion. Despite transcripts from Schiff's investigation showing that the Director of National Intelligence, former Obama Attorney General, and FBI Director, to name a few, went on record telling Schiff's committee that there was no direct evidence for his criminal conspiracy. Yet to this day, Schiff actively fundraises off of his exploitation of Americans as if robbing them from the truth and $32 million in taxpayer dollars was not enough. Can anyone in this chamber comprehend this list of crimes and yet somehow believe that there should not be an answer for it? This is not a partisan act. This is not a conservative versus liberal vote. This is a clear vote between right and wrong, and I urge you to do the right thing. I will end with repeating with what I started with. The American people do not trust Congress. The cyclical pattern of lies has worn down the credibility of every institution and every official in the United States government. You see it, I see it. If we run away from this opportunity to hold this man accountable, there is only one fault, and that is of ourselves. We will betray the people who trusted us and sent us here to do the right thing. We will be responsible for the end of any shred of justice in this body, and we will reject the duty that we swore an oath to protect upon taking office. I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentlewoman reserves.
Gentleman from Wyoming, Representative Hageman.
Gentlewoman's recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I take my duties as Wyoming's lone congressional representative very seriously, and my obligation to be honest and trustworthy is the foundation of my ability to carry them out. This privileged resolution isn't about politics. It is about the seriousness of being honest and forthright as a member of Congress and upholding the oath of office that we all take upon being sworn in. It is true that the gentleman from California wouldn't be the first member of Congress to exaggerate or stretch the truth, but willfully lying about serious issues our country has faced is something entirely different, and claiming that a sitting president has committed what amounts to treason is beyond simple hyperbole. Lies led to the wasting of millions of taxpayer dollars for unnecessary investigations and the deflection of our attention from the most pressing issues at hand to focus on a made-up crisis. This member's actions were designed to delegitimize the 2016 election and to hamstring the Trump administration. For all the talk about not accepting the election results in 2020, perhaps Democrats and the media, which are mostly one and the same, might want to look at their actions in 2016. To make matters worse, this representative perpetuated these lies while he was chair of the House Intel Committee and consistently implied, if not outright stated, that he had inside information. In that capacity, he lied about how the FBI and DOJ obtained and renewed a FISA warrant. The FBI and DOJ officials did not omit material information from the FISA warrant. How the DOJ used the Steele dossier, what was collected via the FISA warrant, the FBI's vetting process for the Steele dossier, that he had an alleged smoking gun showing that President Trump colluded with Russia. And if each of these claims has proven to be false. But the lies have continued. In fact, they have become compulsive, and they continue right through to this very day. The lies weaken this body, and if left unchecked, threaten the rule of law, our election integrity, and the civil rights of his targets. The words and actions of this member were dangerous and untrue, knowingly untrue. There must be a serious consequence for that. Being censored is the least of what he should be subjected to, and I support this resolution.
First, Rep. Harriet Hageman didn't hold back. She accused Adam Schiff of knowingly spreading falsehoods about Trump-Russia collusion, even after having classified evidence that contradicted what he was telling the public. Second, she says Schiff abused his role as chair of the House Intelligence Committee. With access to sensitive information most of Congress didn't have, Hageman claims Schiff used that power to mislead both lawmakers and the American people, especially through misstatements about the Steele dossier and FISA warrants. And here's where it hits your wallet. Third, $32 million. That's how much Hageman says was wasted chasing a false narrative. Investigations, hearings, media spin, all of it, according to her, based on debunked claims. Fourth, Schiff is accused of misleading the FISA court using a memo riddled with 17 major omissions and mistakes. That memo, Hageman says, was used to justify surveillance of a U.S. citizen, Carter Page, under false pretenses. Fifth, Hageman points to Schiff's repeated public claims that he had a smoking gun proving Trump-Russia collusion. But according to official testimony, no such evidence existed. Still, she says, he pushed the narrative. Sixth, this wasn't just a one-time exaggeration. Hageman argues Schiff displayed a pattern of misinformation, deliberate, repetitive, and politically motivated. Lies used not just to damage Trump but to raise money and build influence. Seventh, she says his actions shattered public trust in Congress and contributed to deep national division. Eighth, Schiff is accused of weaponizing misinformation even after the claims were debunked, including by the Durham report, all for political gain. Ninth, Hageman says these lies didn't just harm reputations. They violated civil liberties and set dangerous precedents for how future investigations might be manipulated. Quick break here. If you're finding this breakdown valuable, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss content that cuts through the noise and gets straight to the truth. Finally, the 10th and perhaps most important point, Hageman calls for Schiff to be held accountable, not jailed, not removed from office, but at the very least, censured. Why? To draw a line in the sand between political gamesmanship and truth, between accountability and impunity. According to Hageman, this isn't about revenge. It's about restoring integrity to Congress and honoring the oath every member takes. So, what do you think? Is Adam Schiff guilty of deliberate deception, or is this just more partisan warfare? Let's open this up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read them all. And if you want more deep dives like this, where we go beyond headlines and get into what actually happened, smash that like button, share this video, and make sure you're subscribed. Because in today's world, the truth isn't always loudest, but it still matters. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.